In 2015, an astronomy enthusiast took a picture of his screen just before a telltale pause in transmission, which clearly shows an object that appears to be a spaceship. In this video, we show you the unique shot of the unknown object and take a closer look at the phenomenon of spaceship sightings on the ISS foreign music. If you are among those who regularly watch the live stream from the ISS space station, you may have noticed a phenomenon where the screen goes gray for 10 to 15 seconds. Officially, this is caused by switching between the four cameras, transmission, errors, or brief outages brought on by maintenance or other technical issues. On January 6, 2015, a geometric shape with color and glitter UFO hunter in the United States. Depending on the location of the space station, a live broadcast offers unique views of Earth, space fans, and UFO hunters. Of course, the stream is also used by UFO hunters to find odd apparitions around the space station. Tony Lund watched spellbound because he frequently does the live feed from the International Space Station, ISS. The cameras show space fans. On Earth, the direct environment of the ISS, occasionally there are views into space and of twinkling stars. There are numerous rumors regarding the frequent occurrence of unexplainable objects near the ISS or quite obvious UFO appearances. But NASA either refutes these reports or provides compelling explanations for any anomalies in the photos. Naturally, Tony Lund took out his smartphone as soon as he noticed this appearance around the ISS and snapped a screen grab to record the app. Operation soon after the gray screen appeared. After 15 seconds of NASA cutting the transmission, the image was unlocked once more, but the odd appearance had vanished. Lund promptly forwarded the photos to a journalist acquaintance at the investigative station. After watching television, the two men discussed how NASA was known to use this tactic to hide UFO sightings. However, the truth was that there had already been some other reports of odd objects and light phenomena near the ISS for which there were no answers. NASA rarely responds to these discoveries, stating that either space debris or light is responsible for such events. Observations on this initial odd object that monitored the ISS for a full 7 hours. The piece was a shield from the ISS that had been lost during work outside the space station, according to a computer simulation NASA provided. However, Tony Lund's January 2015 observation revealed a more complex reason. The thing shimmered in striking colors and had a strongly geometric appearance. The design is somewhat evocative of the well-known Star Trek crew emblems, and the structure is similar to traditional missile concepts, what occurs aboard the ISS currently as an Earthling. It's an open secret that NASA has long known about extraterrestrials, and the astronauts on the ISS also know, but sightings of UFOs or contacts with other species have been kept strictly secret from us until now. Among conspiracy theorists and UFO hunters, one naturally wonders if it's possible that our Earth and the ISS space station are regularly approached by extraterrestrial visitors. NASA is aware of extraterrestrial life, but has not made contact with them. It is possible that NASA and other space agencies are aware of UFOs, but have not made contact with the species yet. It's quite possible that other life forms are observing Earth and our activities in space without actively attempting to contact us. If this is the case, NASA could keep the sighting a secret to avoid inciting unwarranted fear in the public. Even if you're a fan of our channel or a friend of parastronomy, which is open to aliens or UFOs, this isn't the case for the billions of other people who would be alarmed by the thought of alien life forms in the environment or even on Earth. Since UFO sightings typically occur and then disappear rather quickly, it may be clear that these space travelers are simply stopping by or observing us. NASA acknowledges but denies the existence of aliens. Undoubtedly, you are aware of the tales regarding Location 51, the 1947 UFO sighting, the Nevada desert, the strictly secured location, and the possibility that one or more aliens have returned to Earth. One reason for the secrecy would be to prevent mass panic and hysteria in the 1950s, when people's fears of Martians were high due to the book and movie Invasion from Mars. It's possible that NASA and the governments of this world made the decision to keep it secret at that time and are resistant to being convinced otherwise. The position NASA is actively interacting with extraterrestrials. The most amazing theories about NASA and the existence of aliens even go so far as to say that NASA and governments or special ministries on Earth have active contact with other species. Some conspiracy theories even assume that aliens are on Earth, but they are either hidden or can camouflage themselves or have a different form than the coarse material we humans have. How likely is it that aliens exist? Recently, astronomers openly admitted that only 4% of our universe has been explored in plain language, which means that we don't know much about what or who is in the vastness of space. This 4% also only pertains to the portion of the universe that we can see with our telescopes, which includes a beginning and an end that have not yet been found, and the remaining 96 of the known dimensions are likely full of secrets besides stars and planets. Space consists for the most part of dark energy. We humans know very little about this force, which is not actually black or dark, but simply a nothing. Whether it's possible to navigate with certain technologies within the nothingness so fast that distances between planets and stars can be covered in the shortest time is just as much a mystery as the true existence of wormholes or folds in time and space, which could theoretically be used to travel gigantic distances in relatively short. If we humans wanted to travel to the nearest star system, the Alpha Centauri system, about 2 light-years away with the technology currently available, a spaceship traveling at a speed of 18,000 miles per hour would take an incredible 163,000 years, even if we could build a spaceship that could travel at the speed of light, which is currently an unrealistic utopia. We would need more than 4 years to visit our cosmic neighbors, but how do the alleged UFOs do it? Then, if we make ourselves aware of these distances, numbers, and dimensions, it must quickly become clear that extraterrestrials who visit us with their UFOs must possess completely different technologies than we do. Their spaceships move ultra-fast, and their bodies have to withstand the necessary stress. Here, too, ufologists and astute parascientists provide potential solutions. On the one hand, other species can deftly take advantage of the previously stated dark matter. In the world of nothingness and quanta, Albert Einstein already suspected the existence of a field that forms the basis of our universe. He named it the zero-point field. However, recognized scientists have trouble with this force because it seems to have no force of its own. On the other hand, some argue that the zero-point field and, by extension, black matter, could be an endless source of energy. To put it simply, this would mean that aliens could not only obtain fuel for the ultra-fast spaceships through a clever use of this force, but also easily get past the time and space barrier. In the world of nothingness and quanta, even techniques like the dissolution of matter in one place and rematerialization in another place are possible. On the ISS, astronauts struggle with the weak gravity and the fact that everything in the station is flying around, including work tools, personal items, toothbrushes, computers, plates, and even human spacewalkers who must be tied down if they want to sleep under these conditions. Of course, you are entirely correct if you're thinking of Star Trek effects like beaming up warp drive or spaceships that abruptly vanish in the void. However, let's stay on Earth for the time being. After a few weeks and months, the astronauts' muscles and organs deteriorate. Astronauts are not even permitted to stay on the ISS for longer than 6 months because travelers like Matthias Maurer, a German, follow a rigorous sports program to prevent bone degeneration and muscle atrophy. Can you imagine that aliens who have been studying our technology, culture, and behavior for a long time are simply staring at us in awe from the outside? Perhaps we humans in our space station are a cosmic joke, or a primitive race for these highly technological species. Finally, we return to the fascinating question of how likely it is that other cultures and intelligences exist in space. In 2020, a team of researchers approached this question from a statistical and probabilistic standpoint. They took the total number of known galaxies, star systems, and planets as a starting point, and then they applied the fact that we are an intelligent species to the vastness of space. According to statistics, there should be at least 36 civilizations in the universe that are comparable to ours in terms of development and possibly even appearances. However, if these do not have advanced technologies for space travel, we can probably forget about making contact with these species in the near future. We at Simply Base would likely be just as happy as you would be if we could finally declare that aliens do exist, and that humans, with a little extraterrestrial development assistance, might soon be able to travel through the cosmos. In any case, we'll keep you updated on what's happening around the ISS and the most recent findings by pair researchers and ufologists. The question still stands. Are there more advanced life forms in space, and have they already contacted us or not? Tell us what you think about alien speculations and Tony Luntz's odd discovery based on the official research results NASA is presenting to end the video. When the cameras turn gray for a few seconds following such occurrences, do you think it's just a coincidence? We'd love to hear your thoughts and have a lively conversation about it in the comments section. See you next time.